We're about to see how good my remote viewing is. When Nia came up from work, I was like, I'd been up for a while, you know, because my brain is always keeping me from going to sleep. So I didn't sleep good the night before, so Nia came home. I took a nap with her. Right before I fell into sleep, I started remote viewing, as I do sometimes, like outside of my prompting. It just starts doing it, you know. And I saw into the store up here that my friend was working, and I hadn't seen him in a little while, and I'd been looking for him. And right before I went to bed, I'm like, Nia, so-and-so's working. So-and-so, his name's Mike. The hell, I guess I could say his name. And I'm like, yeah, Mike's working. And she's like, oh, how do you know? Did you see him? I'm like, I just saw him just now. I'll tell her this in bed. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, let's take a nap first, and then you can go see him. So I'm walking down there now to see if he's there. And, or if he was there when I viewed him. He was bending over, putting something on a shelf, or not bending over, but in like a catcher's position, like a, you know, catcher in a baseball game. He was like squatting down, looking at a shelf. And, yeah, I don't know if we're going to find out how good my viewing is. And then, I was looking through the last video I did just to make sure it uploaded, and it's playing as I'm doing other stuff. And all of a sudden I see this thing, this part with Carl, and then it says enter text. I'm like, oh shit. What I did is I looked at the scene there, and I guess we were supposed to have more of a conversation, but I didn't like write it in. I must have been distracted by something else when I was editing. And when I came back to editing, I just blew past that part. So he's just sitting there like staring at the screen for a few minutes. It says enter text, and then he just vanishes off screen. I get into like kind of a like a trance when I do some of that stuff, especially with the characters. So the fact that I forgot I was doing it isn't a big surprise, especially when they're talking. Like a lot of what they're saying it's not me. It's not me thinking about, oh, they would say this, they would say that, he would say. It just kind of comes through me. Kind of like how it used to be when I would write songs. The same way. I used to tell people all the time, like, I don't know how it fucking happens. It just comes through me, like the words come there. And a lot of musicians say the same thing. You're a conduit for something when you're being creative. Many times, and most of the time, especially when you get into the zone and you're really into it, it's like you're just like a vessel for creativity. And I know that sounds dangerously close to possession and demons and stuff, but it's different. It's a different kind of thing. It's like you're let's see if he's there. Is he there? That would be funny. It would mean he may have been there and left. There's that too. Looks like nobody's gonna hang on a second. Yeah, he was there whenever I viewed him, but he's not there now. He left at 6 o'clock, and it's like 8 o'clock now. Don't count. So yeah, it's weird. Like my remote viewing. One of the other times that it was really clear. And this was crystal clear when it's on. Another time was right in the same area. That store on the corner there, that like liquor store. I was trying to, we weren't sure if anything was open. Let's start again. We weren't sure if it was open. It was the night that the St. Floyd protest was supposed to happen, and no one turned out for it because you didn't have black people back then. So But we were still worried because we didn't know what was going to happen, because they had agitators here. They had shipped Antifa guys here. All this other kind of stuff. I didn't have a channel at the time. But I did have an Instagram page. I used to have big Instagrams. But they were constantly taking them down. Not huge, but like, you know, a lot bigger than I'd ever be allowed to get now. That's printing. I was posting all my findings. Like, look at these guys. They all got the same backpack. They're all buying batteries in the local store. You know, just following them around. The Antifa people. And all the construction sites here, which we had 1, 2, 3 major ones, had moved brick pallets to the openings where people normally went in. So, I mean, it was pretty obvious to me what they were doing. And we were afraid that night that it was supposed to go up, that I was afraid of the lady who works in that store, because I know they stay open late. So I remote viewed her place, and it was closed. So I was like, no, she's out of there. I didn't try to do it, but it was on my mind. Same thing with this Mike situation back here. My friend Mike, I went to pop in to see him. And I was thinking about it before I laid down to go to sleep. And I was telling me, I'm like, I don't even know if he's in today. And she's like, I'll find out later. And then she took a shower. And as she comes out, I'm like, yeah, he's down there right now. And she's like, oh, how do you know? And I said, I just remote viewed him. She's like, oh, okay. Well, take a nap first, and they can go down later. And then when I just went in, he was gone because he left at 6. So remote viewing, 2 points. Not remote viewing, 0. I wish I could do it like when I tried to do it. Like, well, then again, I don't know if I actually ever really tried. Like, sat down and said, I want to see this. It happens to me when I'm in between that sleep and awake kind of stage, and it usually focuses on people. A lot of times it's people looking at me. I'll see faces like that come out of darkness in my in-between sleep and awake, when I have my eyes closed, and faces will appear as if looking at me. And sometimes they make faces at me. And then sometimes I view other people. I talked about before, like how a creepy one lately was, I was just viewing this woman. But like, you have to sleep when this is happening. So I'm not thinking like, oh, I'm remote viewing. I'm just like, yeah. And I see this lady with short black hair, young. It looks like she's looking at a monitor or something. Like she's standing over someone who's looking at a monitor. In like in some kind of office or like a military thing. And she's I'm just staring at her face. I'm looking at her. Now again, I'm in between that sleep and awake land, so I'm kind of out of it and just like blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden she looks up at me, and as soon as her eyes lock with mine, I lose her. Like the connection gets lost. Pretty weird. Pretty weird, man. But yeah, I've had this. I've had this my whole life. Like whenever I'm in between sleep and awake. I started calling it remote viewing because I mean, when I started doing stuff like this, where I see my friend at work, and or the ladies' store being closed, so I don't have to go down and check. When I started doing that kind of stuff, kind of only when I came to Hawaii. I always saw the faces. You know, like I'll be half asleep and a face will pop up. What's up? Who's that? None of them really look familiar. It's not like the voices. Like I get voices too in the same time when I'm like in between sleep and awake. I hear voices. It's always just calling my name. Jim, Jimmy, James, Jim, Jimmy. It's always in a voice that's vaguely familiar. but not anyone I can pinpoint. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's one of the many, many weird things I get going on. Well, yeah, another weird thing that I have going on is like I never found my fucking lighter. There we go. There we go. Haven't smoked since I woke up. It's been a long time because I've been awake for like 20 minutes. Yeah, so that's that, I guess. That's my remote viewing story for today. I can't sit down. Well, because I don't know. I've never thought about something like, if someone said, can you see, all right, there's this guy in the city and we're looking for a certain, like if someone did something like that, I don't know if I could find it. I'm never looking for anything in particular. And the times I am, I can get it. But I can get it unconsciously. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't sitting there going, I wonder if Mike's at work. I was thinking, I wonder if Mike's at work, but I wasn't thinking I'm going to remote view him. It was only when I was almost asleep. I was like deep. Or deep as far as you could go before you're actually sleeping. You know, I was like, Nia was walking around after getting out of the shower, and I just jumped up. And I'm like, he's down there now. And she's like, okay, psycho. So I wasn't really thinking about, you know, looking for anyone. How you doing? It just kind of happened, you know. Hey, little guy. He's barking at these other dogs across the street. Everybody's got a lot of dogs here, man. How you doing? Yeah, there's a lot of dogs here. Usually people got small ones because the places are small, you know. Little small ones bark the loudest. All right, that's it. That's my fucking remote viewing story. But I don't know. I've never thought about it. Like I've never sat down and tried to say if I looked for something or was trying to find something. I've never done that. So maybe I could. I don't know. It's not something I ever thought of developing. It's just one of those things that I could kind of do, like talking to demons and being able to kind of smell and go to them and you start talking to them. But things with that have changed. They're just not as talkative with me as they used to be. That's a whole nother thing. Do I want to get into that whole thing? I thought I had a purpose for a while. I was like, oh wow, this is cool. I can do this is what God wants me to do. And then it all dried up. It turned into me hearing a homeless person screaming about something and chasing them down to see, hey brother, you okay? Trying to see if they have a demon in them. And yeah, that whole thing has really changed. I was from being like stalked by them to them hiding from me. I don't know if they're hiding from me or if they're just busy doing other stuff. This is really a intense time in the narrative. So maybe they're just fucking, I don't know. Maybe they're busy terrorizing other areas. Oh well, okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks for popping in. I'm gonna try to get this one. I'm just gonna try to throw this up without editing. I don't want to have another call problem. That's fucking dumb. That's so dumb. Hopefully I'll be more attentive in the future, and that doesn't happen again. Attentive, yeah, there we go. I'm gonna go finish waking up. Don't blame the teacher. Blame the school.